Hello everyone, today is 25th of July, now it's 10 o'clock in the morning Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update for the day in which I'll share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. Second update will be a little bit late, about 3 or 4 p.m. Moscow time during the live stream, and if you have any comment or any question, or if you want to highlight certain topic, you can send it through PayPal, Boosty or Patreon, and of course I will not just highlight, but I will try my best to give you as informative answer as I possibly can. And well, that's been said, let's talk about news now. And first of all, report from RIA Novosti that suspect of yesterday's Moscow car bomb was detained in Turkey. Many of you, of course, are informed that yesterday early morning a car exploded in northern parts of Moscow. 2 people were injured as a result of this attack, this explosion. Investigation is underway, and investigators quickly find out that suspect who mined this car flee Russia for Turkey. Russian security services exchange information with their Turkish colleagues, and in Turkey special operation was conducted and this suspect was detained and most likely will be transferred to Russia in upcoming days, maybe even today. Well, even though investigation is underway, some independent experts already are sharing their opinion on this topic, and many are convinced that this explosion was a terrorist attack conducted by Kiev regime's secret services. Target of Kiev regime was high-ranking officer of the Russian Defense Ministry, although rumors are that Kiev regime made a mistake in terms of identity and they targeted not the people that they intend to target. RIA Novosti is also reporting, and this is breaking news for this morning, that unfortunately Russian Mi-28 attack helicopter crashed in Kaluga region. Pilots did not survive this crash, unfortunately. Tragic incident. RIA Novosti is also reporting, based on the statements of Sergei Lebedev, coordinator of the Russian or pro-Russian underground in Ukraine, pro-Russian partisans basically, that during the previous night Russian armed forces conducted successful strikes, precise long-range strikes on a military airfield of Kiev regime in Borispol. Also a military echelon of Kiev regime was targeted successfully. Military echelon is trained with dozens of military equipment on it, and also according to Russian partisans from the ground, areas were targeted where Kiev regime was deploying its air defense systems. So not much is known about details of these night strikes. Probably we will learn some more about it during the day, and I will share this information on my Telegram or in the next updates. But seems like strikes were quite successful. Also, TASS news agency is reporting that Russian armed forces conducted their long-range precise missile strike with their Iskander missile in Kharkov region, on point of concentration of Kiev regime forces and also foreign mercenaries. So, according to this report, Scorpion company's warehouse was struck, where about 100 militants were located. From them, 40 were foreign mercenaries or instructors, possibly NATO military personnel, and 60 militaries were from 151st Mechanized Brigade of the Kiev regime. So strike was successful. There is a video also here. And Kiev regime has the significant number of casualties, and also Western mercenaries. Although in reality, most likely, whenever we are saying Western mercenaries, in majority of cases, probably it's a NATO military personnel disguised as a mercenaries. RIA Novosti is also reporting that West group of forces of the Russian army, as a result of local scale offensive operations, established control over the 35 strongholds of the Kyiv regime forces in the previous 24 hours, by the way. And when it comes to Russian local scale offensive operations, let me also share with you information that Russian armed forces established full control over the settlement of Novoselovka, Первая, which is on Avdiivka direction, of course. Yesterday I reported about Russian progress in Novoselovka, Первая direction, and now we have a number of reports confirming that this settlement is under full Russian control. Probably today or tomorrow, Russian Defense Ministry will also confirm progress of Russian troops in this direction. RT is reporting that EU approves first 4.2 billion euro payment to Kyiv. The European Council ambassadors have voted to favor of sending the first installment of their 50 billion euro plan to finance Ukraine through 2027, known as the Ukraine Facility. The program was set up last summer with the goal of providing predictable financial support to Kyiv. Today, ambassadors adopted the first installment under the Ukraine plan of the Ukraine Facility Regulation, paving the way for the transfer of nearly 4.2 billion euros to support Ukraine's recovery, reconstruction, and modernization. That was announced by EU leadership, and well, what can I say, dear friends? At this point, I definitely lost count of billions and billions and billions that Western ruling class, Western political elites formally sent to Kyiv regime. Probably over 300 billion dollars at this point, and I'm afraid this Ukraine will maintain status of major money laundering scheme on the world stage as long as Western societies, majority of the Western societies are passive and don't really asking questions about all these billions and billions of taxpayers' money that been used this way by their own elites. Of course, in my personal opinion, vast majority of funds that formerly was allocated for Kyiv regime went straight to bank accounts of Western military industrial complex, multinational corporations, and these corrupt Western officials that are in forefront of this process of sending more and more money to Kyiv regime. TASS news agency is reporting that Spain is promising yet another military aid package to Kyiv regime. This time in this military aid package, Hawk air defense system will be included. Yet again, as long as these criminal actions of the Western governments are not challenged by their own societies, unfortunately, this process will continue. And honestly, why Spain wants to be Russian enemy? Can anybody tell me even single reason why should Spain be Russian enemy? Or why Spanish government should position Spain as a Russian enemy? There is no reason for that, but yet again, that's what client states do, I guess. They don't challenge orders from their masters. They just act on it. And in this particular case, masters of the Spain, of course, are in Washington, obviously. Washington and London, they are masters of all the other regimes in the collective West. It's just factual, with the exception of two right now. One being Hungary, one being Slovakia. But right now, God knows what will happen tomorrow. Anyways, RT is reporting about Kremlin's take on Zelensky's legitimacy, especially on the background of recent proposals from Kyiv regime about peace talks. So Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky's dubious status could pose a problem when Moscow and Kyiv eventually agreed to hold the peace talks, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters on Wednesday. And earlier, Russian President Vladimir Putin questioned Zelensky's legitimacy, noting that his term in office has formally expired. And this is a big issue because with whom Moscow should conduct negotiations? Zelensky is illegitimate president of Ukraine, right? He is an illegitimate leader of the regime, appointed basically by Western ruling class, and whatever Zelensky will agree on or sign up for will be illegitimate, will have no legal meaning. And therefore, this topic is, of course, important for Russia, and this position clearly is a message also for Western ruling class that they should deal with this issue. They should make sure that whoever is representing Kyiv regime during the possible peace talks should have legitimacy, and whoever will sign up for any agreement, if agreements will be reached, should have legitimacy. And it cannot be Zelensky. This someone cannot be Zelensky because he has no legitimacy. Right now, at least. Which is a very much understandable position, isn't it? TASS news agency is reporting that yesterday Russian Su-27 fighter jet escorted over the Black Sea British Royal Air Force's RC-135 recognition plane, intelligence plane, and also two Typhoon, Eurofighter Typhoon fighter jets. Unfortunately for many citizens of Russia, Russian Su-27 did not shut down those planes of the British Royal Air Force, because I'm quite sure if pilots shut down, if Russian pilots take action against those hostiles, then majority of people here in Russia will be okay with it, absolutely, because everybody is sick and tired of these provocative actions of the collective West, and many people are already demanding, and more people will demand some strong actions from Russian leadership. And we are closing in to the point when strong actions will be taken against enemies of Russia from NATO. Although, by the way, in my personal opinion, we should all be glad that Russian leadership has steel nerves, because it's thanks to this very professional approach of Russian leadership, we are managing as a humanity to avoid end of this world, full-scale nuclear exchange, and end of everything. So yes, on emotional, if we are talking about emotions, yes, many people, probably want some strong actions to be taken. But if you take a look at the situation from pragmatical point of view, then, well, I guess Russian leadership is doing something right, because Russia is defeating NATO in this proxy war that was waged against Russia by Western ruling class. Russia is gaining support worldwide, obviously, and Russia is becoming stronger and stronger without some extreme forms of escalation, right? So yes, anyways, let's continue. And dear friends, let me notice, if I may, that this small media project of mine with several channels on YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, is completely subscriber funded. And if you like my channels, if you like my work, if you think channel from Russia should exist on this field of news and political commentary, especially on YouTube channel with daily news updates and commentary, please consider to support my work with donations or by subscribing to my Patreon page. This is my Patreon page, by the way. And as you can see, I have a lot of bonus videos here, a lot of extra content for a community. Yes, all the links are under this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. Unfortunately, yesterday our community on Patreon did not increase. No one joined. Maybe today. I really hope before end of this summer our community will reach to 200. It is immensely important, by the way. I will explain someday how important it is to maintain this project, by the way. So yes, all the links, as I said, under this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. And on my part, by the way, I will try my best to make as informative programs, as useful programs as I possibly can. Let's continue now. And RT is reporting that decision to leave 2024 race was about saving democracy, according to Biden. He had a televised speech yesterday, and that's his justification. He was saving democracy. He's saving democracy everywhere, isn't it? Including inside the US, man. Okay. I said from very beginning, by the way, when this debates took place between Biden and Trump, but that Biden was set up to fail, so that ground will be laid down to replace him, to remove him. And that's exactly what is happening. And I call it first coup d'etat, administrative coup d'etat, and now just about everybody is calling it administrative coup d'etat. So it is good, by the way, to know that my reading of the big picture was correct, because as I said, many more commentators are sharing the same opinion now. Okay, good to know. But when it comes to Biden himself, well, I guess it's good for him to retire, and I don't know what time he has left, but it's better to spend time with family than in White House, for sure. And it's good for US also, I guess, because optics were, you can imagine how bad optics were, and still is, because of the Biden's presidency, because everybody understands this person don't make any decisions at all, right? There are some other groups, unelected groups, that are making decisions, and when Biden or anybody else, by the way, is talking about democracy, world is laughing. Because what democracy? Biden was elected, we all understand he's not in a place to make any decisions, really. So who give any right to other people in his administration or whenever or wherever to make any decisions on behalf of US presidents? Right? So what kind of democracy Biden is talking about here? And anyways, by the way, maybe kind of democracy where lawmakers are applauding mass murderer, because that's exactly what happened yesterday. Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, went to Congress and he received, as I predicted, by the way, standing ovations. And this is also bad optics, by the way. This is also bad optics. World is shocked by actions of the Netanyahu's government. Many people worldwide, by the way, that were very supportive of Israel are shocked with brutality that Netanyahu's government acted against the Palestinian people. And this mass murderer, Netanyahu, went to US, went to Congress and received the standing ovations. If that is democracy that Biden is talking about, you know what? I don't want any of it, really. Because it is clear that US political elites, with maybe a few exceptions, have no dignity, have no integrity, have no principles, have no care about humanity or basic human rights at all. You know, this was a very bad optics, by the way, when Netanyahu was talking about some crap, some nonsense. For example, he said that Israel's enemies are US enemies, and Israel's war is US war, and Israel's victory will be US victory. What the hell are you talking about? What? How come that your enemies are US enemies? In which world is that the case? I don't know. And he also proposed, by the way, he also proposed some NATO-style military alliance to be created by Israel, US, maybe some other countries also. He even proposed name Abraham Alliance. So these sick people, by the way, these sick individuals, gonna, if they will have a chance, they will destroy humanity. But in any case, I don't give a damn what Netanyahu has to say. I have no respect for mass murderers, obviously. But it is shameful. It should be shameful for U.S. political class that they are acting this way, that they are giving standing applause to a mass murderer, ethnic chauvinist or religious chauvinist, and mass murderer. It is what it is. To me, this picture was had the same effect as when in Canadian Parliament this Ukrainian neo-Nazi was applauded just recently, just a couple of months ago. This was the same to me when Netanyahu went there, and these idiots in U.S. Congress. It was congressmen and senators also, by the way, and those idiots were applauding this mass murderer, man. It's sad, man. It was a sad day for US, I will say. RIA Novosti is reporting that this morning, by the way, Russian president had a meeting with the president of Syria, Bashar Assad. Putin and Assad discussed situation in Syria, situation in the Middle East, and probably presidents of two countries also discussed relationships with Turkey, because Ankara issued several times messages that they want to normalize relationships with Damascus, and Moscow definitely can play some positive role in this regard as a mediator. So probably that was also one of the big topics during the discussion. TASS news agency is also reporting that Lavrov, foreign minister of Russian president, arrived in Laos to participate in a meeting of what is happening to my notebook. Can you tell me? So Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov arrived in Laos to participate in events organized by the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations. This was reported by TASS, yet another bigger organization based on global South that can potentially be serious partner of the BRICS and Shanghai Cooperation Organization, obviously. TASS news agency is reporting also that Prime Minister of Georgia, Irakli Kobakidze, is in headlines once again, because during their interview with the Rustavi 2 TV station, he said that Georgia will be used as a kind of second front against Russia almost immediately if in upcoming parliamentary elections in autumn, supporters of the former president Saakashvili and his associates will achieve victory. And probably he's right. Probably he's correct, because all those criminals, Saakashvili and his inner circle, that are running different parties now in Georgia, all those criminals already proved that they can be easily used and sacrificed by West, because in 2008 Saakashvili, when he was a president, already sacrificed Georgia on the orders of Washington when he provoked military conflict with Russia. So I have no doubts that if those criminals will somehow end up in position of power, they will do the same. So Georgian people should take all necessary measures to make sure that those type of individuals that will do anything that they are ordered from Washington will never ever gain position of power in country, because it's just too dangerous for everybody in Georgia, especially for ordinary people. RIA Novosti is reporting, and I will end this update on this news, that according to Rostelecom, Russian communications giant, YouTube, there are many issues reported about YouTube's work in Russia. Unfortunately, this is true. Last couple of weeks, YouTube is definitely not working as it used to, and the Russian side is saying that this is due to issues with YouTube's equipment that have not been modernized since 2022, and has nothing to do with the Russian side. Maybe this is the case. So if YouTube continues ignoring this topic, then well, one day it may become almost impossible to use YouTube in Russia. Right now, when you want to watch something, quite often it's this circle is circling. You cannot watch nothing, by the way. Speed of download is too low. So yes, if situation continues to deteriorate, then with this speed, with current speed, then give it a couple of months and YouTube will be unusable. And well, this is it for now. Relatively short update, which is good. Hopefully you will find this video informative, interesting, useful, and if so, please click that like button and leave some commentary just about anything, any topic. And if you can, please share information about my channel with your friends on in real life or on internet, on the platforms that you are actively using. And if you like my work, if you like my channels, and think this media project is useful for a community, please consider to support. All the links to support my work, all the links are under this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. This is it for now. Have a great day, and see you in the next update during the live stream. Bye for now.